In this year's NFL draft, Syracuse football threw some names into the hat. The outcome? 2 players heard their names called. Good evening, welcome into sports. I'm Trey Redfield. And now the most exciting 2 minutes of sports, the 147th Kentucky Derby down at Churchill Downs happened yesterday. Beautiful temperatures in the mid-70s and a 4-horse dash to the finish. And Medina Spirit at a 12-1 wins the Spirit, and which means legendary trainer Bob Baffert claims his 7th Kentucky Derby, the most of any trainer in Derby history. Well, if Williams and Cooney are to stick to the undrafted route, follow the recipe of O'Shea Brissett. The former Cuse forward has averaged nearly 16 points per game since signing a 3-year deal with the Indiana Pacers on April 20th. And the show has gone pretty well for Brissett. But let's get to the 16-minute mark. Elijah Hughes, fine, I'll do it myself. He drills the 3, Syracuse only down 1, but 3 minutes later, the Noles flip the switch. Trent Forrest bangs this 3 to make an 11-point game, their largest lead all day. But now, 5 minutes left. You thought it was over? JG3, money. 22 for the freshman, and the Orange are up 3. Williams wrapped up his Orange career with 4 interceptions, 2 of them against Clemson, and guess what? That was not the only Orange player to head down to the Big Easy. Nolan Cooney, yes, the punter, is also off to New Orleans. Cooney and the Saints agreed on a deal which now marks 3 consecutive Syracuse punters going pro. Riley Dixon, Sterling Hofrichter, and now Cooney, who led the nation in punting yards last season. College basketball season has officially wrapped up on the Hill. A caveat to that is some Syracuse men's basketball players are saying sayonara. Good evening, welcome into sports. I'm Trey Redfield. Coming up on the bench, a tango in Tallahassee. Syracuse men's basketball pushed 8th-ranked Florida State to the final buzzer, but was it enough to pull off the upset? For men's lacrosse, it was a visit to an old friend. The Cuse was at Johns Hopkins for its first road test of the season. Stay tuned to see who shined for the Orange. And in the Commonwealth, 23rd-ranked Syracuse is winners of 2 straight. But could SU steal a win against 10th-ranked Virginia? Well, hey, that's why we're here. It's on the bench, and it starts right now. In other Syracuse news, the Orange are going to the Sweet 16. Boeheim's bunch defeated West Virginia yesterday 75-72 at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Despite an up-and-down season by the Orange, head coach Jim Boeheim isn't sweating the doubters. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a top dog? Well, just ask Syracuse men's lax. Inside the Cross says the Orange ranked #1 in the nation for the first time since 2017. And here's the icing on the cake. BC wasn't done from here. A.J. Dillon from 5 yards out, muscling 5 Orange defenders into the end zone. That is leg day right there, ladies and gentlemen. SU drops their 4th straight, 58-27. And if I had to be frank, this Orange team collapsed like my golf game. Not too shabby at the start, but an absolute dumpster fire right after that. Over to tennis, 23rd-ranked Syracuse is heating up. Its wins over 15th-ranked Notre Dame and unranked Louisville made it 2 in a row for the Orange. SU was in Charlottesville to take on 10th-ranked Virginia on Friday, and it didn't go as planned. Let's talk about this Stephen Rapist guy. He was once again passing that thing like Stockton at the X. 7 assists on the day. This one to Chase Scanlon, let's make it 10-4 going into the half, but we can talk about this offense all we want. Drake Porter was epic. 64% save percentage. I've heard that's pretty good, but it's pretty sweet to do it against a rival like Hopkins. But in the 4th, Rapist to Scanlon once again. This one on the top shelf of Carnegie, baby. Give it to me. Let's take things down to our nation's capital now, where 3rd-ranked Syracuse women's lacrosse bounced back in a big way. SU took down Georgetown this afternoon 15-10. Don't let the score fool you, though. The Orange are up at halftime 13-2. Syracuse looks to make it 2 in a row this Saturday against 7th-ranked Virginia. First draw is set for 11. Let's kick it over to the hardwood now in Boston. The Knicks take on the Celtics tonight. This is the 2nd time New York will face Boston this season. The first time around, the Knicks made it look easy in a 105-75 victory back on January 17th. April 7th edition gets started at 7:30. 9th-ranked Syracuse men's lacrosse faces in-state rival UAlbany on Thursday night. A loss for SU would make it a 3-game skid, something it has not done since 2016. But this was the Buddy Boeheim show. Dancing in the Moonlight was number 35. He drills this one late in the first half and kept it going in the second. Boeheim with 26 on the day, notching 1,000 career points. Penn State ate the Orange for dessert down low, out-rebounding Boeheim's bunch 57-28. Oh, in case you forgot, the big disappointment in the Big Apple puts the Orange at 4-3. Their worst start since 1996.